polite na change inyong schedule kay Sir Juan, kay Sir San Juan. Aso na mo klase before sa kuha sa iya ha. Kami na kong na-change. Kaya mo, punta na akong earlier. Tayo na kayong 3, ginaw ko. Naadig. Ah. Sa'yo lagi mo gibuyan. Nagklase pa mo kamulo?
Na, ma'am.
Nagklase. Mana?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sabi na ako. Sabi na ako, nakadisturbo na sa kusiyahan ko. May gani. Oh. Saan may fire? Nalagi ni sila yung plano mag-fire ay. Nag-take na sila board exam para mag-fire ba? Sila yung plano mag-fire dito. Fire ba? Oo. Malaki dito. Work easy. Pari na to ah. Mid-year gid mo ba? Work gid mid-year. Iguro nag-take og lip to pagkapasar na nag-fire dahil. Nakagdahon pa man yung mama nga mag-budlo siya man. Kasi training mama. Ako na kung barkada sa subong kukon, pero human na ba? Si Majoy. Para woman na. Tapos kung gagtuan sa subong kukon ba? Para woman naman. Sa kami. Ha? Oh, ako to catch. Akong kwan. Don't ay. Diba, September ko na-take. March din siya. Tatlo din siya private school 2 years. Fire din siya. Diba, ikaw na nag-let para mag-fire. Civil service na naman ako. The face-to-face conversation mo. Sana ko hindi kita mapatch ka. Asa lang to ako? Sorry. Excuse me. Episode 6. Let's wait for the time and for the others, everyone.
Gitawag din sa siya. Pero basin lang. Pag nalag-beach ha.
Walang ka, ang ganda ka. Wala ako, ano yung glue. Ay, narao. Yun yung copper mask. Mask ka mo. Mahal lang. Ha? Come lang. Tagay ko yun. Come. Tagay ko yun. Ipili ko na study about sa iyang effectivity. Nasad ka. Nasad ko. Kaya. That's 90 degrees. Yeah. Next Monday, patawag pa pa. Hindi ko sa 11 month na. Ayun lang, Ricky, para kung mag-advance mag-isa, dali na mag-school, diba? Sa ba mag-around din? Number one ang business mo all time. Ha? Oh, tama. Tapi, pero, no. Naparabay na binan, ramat mo pa na. Binan, ramat ng isa, ba't may nga na natin. Ang milit, bitaw sa top 10. Sa top 10, her friend, no? May lead sa kwarta. May lead na yung kwarta. Oh, ina naman. Video.
3 minutes. Pila na ni? 34. 35. Earlier, let me track my attendance first. Sorry if magsugod na tagay sa kay dagan-dagan naman sad mo. Okay? So, right, today we will discuss new competencies under week 2. Okay? So, these competencies will fall under the umbrella of the concept of stoichiometry. Okay? And then, mga yun, di kong pasensya kung PDF ra kung i-present karon. That is because na ay technical difficulties ang player, ang PowerPoint player na ko diri dili fit ang slide. Okay? Agka-cut ang words sa ubos. So I decided nga mag PDF na lang. Okay, sulatan naman sa nako siya. Isa pa. What was that? Wala man. Okay. So again, our topics will fall under the concept of stoichiometry. Now, stoichiometry is anchored, okay? Stoichiometry, ang concepts nga, mga concept nga itong i-discuss karon, and then the stoichiometry itself, ang concept sa stoichiometry itself, wala lagi, is anchored on the law of constant composition. Okay? So this law is very vital for us to understand. Nganong mag-assume man ta nga equal silang duha. Nganong mag-assume man ta nga kung naaya siya duha ka pairs og ingani, ang iyaha kay isa, and that's equal. Okay? So that is anchored on the law of constant composition. Now, law of constant composition says that all samples, okay? Tanan samples, tanan atomic particles sa compound contain the same mass ratios of atoms of the elements. Okay? So for example, you have a compound. Unsa ganinang compound? Are you familiar with what is a compound? Anyone can tell me unsa ilang definition sa compound?
Combination of the elements, ma'am.
Very good. Compound. This is a combination of two or more elements. Okay? Can you give me an example of a compound?
Carbon dioxide.
Oo.
H2O.
Carbon dioxide, H2O. So let's go with carbon dioxide. Kaya mo may unang giingon. So, for example, you have here carbon dioxide. Okay? So, law of constant proportion says that one carbon dioxide, okay, one molecule of carbon dioxide is equal, kung unsa man yahang mass diri, is equal to the mass of one carbon and pila ka oxygen?
2.
Wow.
2. Okay. 2 oxygen. Okay? Nganong kaingon ta nga 2? Because na siya subscript nga 2, which represents nga there are 2 oxygens in that one carbon dioxide molecule. Okay? So the law of constant composition says nga ang mass here, ang mass ni one carbon dioxide molecule is equal to the mass of
Oxygen.
1 carbon plus 2 oxygen. So that's law of constant composition. Okay? So one way of, or another way of taking a look at it is that like in this setup, okay guys? So kaniya siya, this is in their atomic level lang, okay? Kung pila ka bulk molecules na kay carbon dioxide, most na kay carbon o oxygen. However, if you put it in a practical sense, kanang imo na gyud siyang buhaton, okay? So ang pag-apply sa law of constant composition dana niya. So let's take for example na kay Erlenmeyer flask, and then na kay 1000 ml nga tubig anang Erlenmeyer flask. And then na kay beaker. Your beaker should have no trace of any liquid. Okay? Dry gina siya, as in wala gisulod niya. Now, some water from the Erlenmeyer na nun, flask, or Erlenmeyer na lang akong tawag di, was transferred to the empty beaker. Okay? So, kuan siya, gibubo siya dito sa beaker. After pagbubudan na, ang nabili na lang kay Erlyn Mayer is 400 ml and then ang iyaha beaker is 600 ml. Now take note that when you add these two things, it is still equal to 1,000. And this one, before you transfer the water to the beaker, the volume of water is still 1,000 ml. So their volume are equal even after transferring it into different sama ni tawagan ni
Containers.
containers. Thank you. Okay, na mental block na yun ko. Okay, even after transferring it into two different containers, equal gyapon sila. However, guys, no, because ideal man ang ato ang sundon nga concept as we go on our discussion, ingani ang pag-represent sa iya ha. But in reality, okay, in reality, insakto ba nga 600 ml gyud ang mabutang dani kay Beaker o 400 ml gyud ang mabilin kay Erlyn Mayer? Insakto gyud as in punto per punto ang tubig 600 gyud ang nabutang kay Beaker and then 400 gyud kay Erlyn Mayer if gikan siya sa 1,000 ml. Posible ka na siya? As in, wala gyud matagak nga tubig sa surface. As in, wala gyud tubig nga maka-escape from from Erlyn Mayer to Beaker. Tinod ka na? Or naa? Unsa man? If you try to imagine, kung kana, for example, kung magbubo ka og tubig sa imuhang mug, kay magtunaw ka og kuan, magtunaw ka og kape. Kuan, wala ba'y mausik nga tubig sa imuhang pagbubo naa?
Ay gamay.
Naagamay.
Naa, di ba? Now that little bit amount will will actually constitute to the unsa ni? Nawala na nun siya sa kumutok ako nung tayong istorya. That will contribute sa mga inconsistencies volume sa measurements, okay? And that concept will lead us to the concept of positive, negative, 1, okay? So this is mga ingani nga measurement 400 ml, positive, negative 1 ml, meaning ana take or add or take 1 ml, pwede sobra, pwede kulang 1 ml. So munang sa practicality, in a practical sense na ay mga ingani nga measurements because you cannot say nga insakto gyud nga 600 ml ang nabalhin sa beaker kay what if na nausik? What if kurog imong kamot? So wala na insakto og balhin ang water into the beaker. So naay na nga ay na nga spill. So that spilled nga water will constitute to these inconsistent measurements. Okay? Pero right now, in ideal setting sa ta. Okay? Precise sa ta. So, when you express the concentration of solutions, you do it by 6 different ways. You can express the concentration of a solution by percentage, okay, through mass, by percentage through volume, by percentage through parts per million, or by mole fraction, by molarity, and molality. Okay? So, kani sila, isa-isahaw ni nato pag-discuss. We will just first, for this meeting, akong goal is mahuman ni na akong discuss tulo sa inyo ha. And the next meeting will be this tulo. Okay? So we will have to express concentrations of solutions by mass, by volume, by parts per million. Okay. Now, naay new term ni gawas gikan ra ganita sa stoichiometry na new term nga gigawas, concentration of solutions. What is solutions di ay? And what is this concentration? Okay. Now, the concentration of a solution is a macroscopic property. When you say macroscopic, can we see it with our naked eye?
No, no, no.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Ay, yes.
Yes. We can see it with our naked eye. Unsa man to nga property ang dili nato makita? Those are called,
Microscopic.
Microscopic.
yes, microscopic. Nawala na. Microscopic. Okay? Muna sila atong dili makita. Now, because it is a macroscopic property, then we will know if a solution has a certain concentration. Okay? So, murag nakataykwan ba? Natay certain indication. This is a solution. Okay? Because this is a solution, then it has a concentration. Okay? So, the concentration of a solution represents the amount of solute dissolved in a unit amount of solvent or a unit amount of solution. And can be expressed in a variety of ways. Katong mga variety of ways nga akong ingon kanina involves this: percent by mass, volume, ppm, mole fraction, molarity, and molality. Okay? Now, unsa man sa ding solute, solvent, and solution? Okay. Solute is the product or substance that the solvent dissolve. Again, mao ni siya ang tunaw. Okay? Dissolves. Now, solvent is the material or substance, pwede pa siya product, that usually decides the solution's physical state. Okay? Mao ni siya ang magtunaw. Mao ni ang gitunaw, tunaw, mao ni ang magtunaw. Okay? Now, ang magtunaw, siya ang mag-decide kung unsa ilahang physical property. After nimo katunaw, mahimutang gas. After nimo katunaw, mahimutang liquid. After nimo katunaw, mahimutang solid. Okay? And then solution na dayon, guys, is the mixture of two or more substances that is homogeneous. What do you mean by homogeneous?
It only has one face.
Yes, you can only see one face. Okay? So for example, kung tunawon nimo ang kape sa ininit, unsa man nga color kasagara inyong makita?
Brown.
Brown.
Brown or black? Okay, brown ra ba o black inyong makita?
White.
Nay, white?
Yes, ma'am. Meron.
Isa ra, di ba? Kay homogeneous man siya. However, butang tag, gisagulan ako siya kuan. Gisagulan ako siya mirin. Mirin is a type of sweet oil. Okay? That is extracted from rice. Okay. Nagibutangan ako siya mirin. Kay gusto ko kuan, tamis, pero wala ko asukar. So, mirin akong gibutang. Now, unsa may tabo sa mirin? Musagol ba siya sa mixture sa ininit og kape or dili?
Dili
Dili.
kay oil
Dili,
man.
ma'am.
Yes, dili kay oil siya. So pila ka face inyong nakita dana?
Duha.
Two.
Duha. Okay, duha sad ka color inyo ang nakita. Ang color sa oil nga mirin and then ang color sa mixture sa coffee plus hot water. Okay? So that's a solution. Now, ang substances, guys, what does it mean? Does it just involve an element? Or does it just involve compounds or a mixture of both? What do you mean by substances?
Mixture of both.
A mixture of those, di ba? Pwede ang substance is a mixture of an element plus compound. Pwede po siya duha ka element. Pwede po siya duha ka compound. Okay? That's a substance. As long as nagmix sila and then they form a homogeneous phase, then that substance is considered as a solution. Now, for this example, salt plus water. Asa sa salt o water ang solute? Ang gitunaw.
Salt.
Salt.
Okay, salt ang gitunaw. Okay? Mao ni ang solute. Ay, no, saan naman ni? Asa ang solvent? Of course, mo na dayon ang
Water.
Water.
water. Now, this water is actually called universal solvent. Okay? Ano man, almost every solid, okay, almost lang guys ha, if not all, almost every solid can be dissolved in water. Mao nang ginatawag siya nga universal solvent. Even some liquids nga mas gamay og bonding or mas mas weaker og bonding kaysa kay water, kay iya pwede niya ma-dissolve. Pwede niya mahimong solution once nga ma-mix na sa iya ha. Okay? Ngano kaha? Unsa day gani banding nga naa kay water? Unsa nga type of intermolecular force na kay water?
Hydrogen bond.
Hydrogen
Okay,
bonding.
hydrogen bonding. And among the intermolecular force, mao ni ang
Strongest.
Strongest.
strongest. Very good. Okay? That's why it's considered as a universal solvent. Once nga maglab na ta guys, okay, nagi ko plano nga maglab ta kung sugtan ko ni Sir Tuto mag-purchase og equipment for titration. So, once we do that, of course, ang ato ang solvent nga gamiton is water lang. Okay? Okay, para dili na ta magpalit-palit pa og another liquid. Okay, water is free. Okay? Next. Now, qualitative expressions of concentration. Now, what is a qualitative expressions of concentration? When you say qualitative gani, you are looking at its
Characteristics.
Quality.
quality or
Description.
characteristics. Yes, its property. Okay, not its nominal value. Okay? So mao na ang qualitative. Manang pasabot sa qualitative. Okay, right now we have to identify unsay mga qualitative properties ni concentration. Okay, concentration or a solution, concentration is also a solution, guys. Okay, once nga solution siya, naa siya'y concentration. Okay? So, a solution or a concentration can be qualitatively described as either diluted or concentrated. When you say diluted, ang solution kay it contains a small proportion of solute relevant to solvent. Gamay ra ang gitunaw compared sa nagtunaw. When you say concentrated, a solution that contains a large proportion of solute relative to solvent. Mas daghan ang gitunaw kaysa sa magtunaw. Okay? So, an example of this is, or let me give you a scenario. Tell me if it is diluted and concentrated. Kabalo ko nga kasabot mo unsay diluted and concentrated. Okay? Bisayon daw ni natong diluted B. Unsay Bisaya sa diluted?
Lasaw.
Lasaw. Okay, ang concentrated, unsay Bisaya sa concentrated? Lasaw, labnaw. Unsay opposite sa lasaw?
Espiso.
Espiso. Yes, espiso. Okay?
Ah,
So, ang diluted is lasaw. Ang concentrated is espiso. Okay? So, for example, okay, na ako'y 100 ml nga tubig. 100 ml water. Okay? Sa 100 ml water, na ako'y pwede ma-dissolve nga 5 grams salt or 100 grams salt. Okay? Siya ha. So, kung gusto na ako nga lasaw lang ang salt water nga ako ang himuon, ang salt water solution nga akong himuon, again, lasaw lang siya, diluted lang siya. Unsa akong pilion? Pila ka gramo nga salt akong gamiton? 5 grams, 100 grams?
5
grams.
5 grams.
5 grams. Kay lasaw raman siya. Okay, para dili kayo siya quantic ang consistency sa tubig. However, if gusto na ako nga kuan siya ispiso siya para for example kay gamiton ako siya sa akong experiment about sani electricity okay regarding ions okay so gusto na ako nga kuan siya gusto na ako nga espiso siya medyo thick ang consistency sa iyahang tubig so unsa akong gamiton 5 gram 100 gram
100.
100 gram.
100 gram so ingana siya ha diluted and concentrated okay so pagtanaw pa lang nimo sa tubig pagtanaw pa lang nimo sa iyahang kuan composition sa solution makita na nimo kinsa ang lasaw makita pud nimo ang kinsa ang sani ispiso okay parehara na sa kuan ka magtunaw kag juice butang tag orange juice okay unsay itsura sa ispiso nga orange juice
Orange
Supreme
kayo.
pa orange.
grabe ka orange
Grabe ka,
kung
orange
imno
kayo.
nimo siya kung imno
Kayo.
nimo siya
Tapos
ang
tayo.
Tamis kayo.
tamis kayo kung imnon siya aside from that na ay mabilin sa imo nga food coloring 'di ba kay ina na siya kaspiso okay now unsay itsura sa kuan labnaw nga juice kanang dagan kay tubig may ra kayo ang gisagol ha
Murag
Light
apid na
blue
orange.
color.
light, light siya nga color kung imo siyang imnon napa ba kay matamisan
Parang tubig.
Tubig.
almost tubig na siya okay
Tubig, ma'am, tubig.
almost tubig na siya. Ayos sa tubig ka, kinabe color. Okay? Okay. So, that's for diluted and concentrated. So, nakasabot na sa difference na ning duha, no? Dali ra, no? Lasaw, raog, espiso. Okay, next. So, ayun na ni guys. Kay wala, dili ni siya mo sayaw-sayaw kay dili ni PowerPoint. Okay? So, there are a number of ways. Ay, na. Saan siya? Qualitative. Okay. So, this is for qualitative. You just have to identify if a solution is diluted and concentrated. Now, let's move on to the quantitative. When you say quantitative, we're talking about the nominal values of concentration. Kung magingon ka og nominal values, it involves measurements. Okay? So that's quantitative. So there are a number of ways to express the relative amounts of solute and solvent in a solution. Okay? There are a lot of ways to express the amount of salt dissolved in a water. Okay? And then compare its individual amounts to the solution it created. So dagan nga pamaagi ana. So for example, it is sometimes easier to measure the volume of a solution rather than the mass of a solution. Okay? It's not really sometimes. It's oftentimes easier to measure the volume of a solution rather than the mass of a solution. Nga naman, what is a solution di ay kasagara? Unsay phase sa solution kasagara? Solid, liquid, gas,
Liquid.
plasma.
Liquid.
Liquid. Okay, very good. Now, when we talk about liquid, we are more on
Volume.
Water.
we are more on trying to identify its property through its volume, relative to its volume. When you say solid, gusto ka makakuha sa iyang property, kung gusto makakuha sa unsa siya kabugat and then iyang kabugat unsa sa iyang relative sa iyang moles, you have to measure it by mass. So, a solution oftentimes mas dali siya i-measure through volume rather than mass. Pero guys, when kuan man god kung imo siyang i-relative to its molar molar property, i-relative nimo siya to its molar content, kasagara mas tiyada kung in mass siya, in grams siya. Kay ang imuhang molar mass, unsay unit sa imong molar mass? Yes?
Nalagyan ko yan unoy no.
Greg. Unsay unit sa inyong molar mass, guys?
Grams per mole na.
Yes, grams per mole. Okay? Mao na ang unit sa inyong molar mass. So kay if you want to identify its quantity with regards to its molar value, you have to be prepared nga naa kay quantity niya in grams. Okay? So mo nang naa kay percent by mass, then percent by mass in parts per million. Okay? So these are the quantitative expressions of concentration. Kato kong gipang ganina, kato kong gipang enumerate earlier. So naakay percent composition by mass, by volume. Apil na ang ppm aning mass ha. Apil na ang parts per million sa mass. And then mole fraction, molarity and molality. Palihog day ko guys. Palihog day ko og screenshot para na mo'y copy ani. Okay, masyada maka-screenshot mo kay this is summary na sa ato ang i-discuss for the whole week. Okay? So, percent composition by mass, kailangan nimo ma-identify ang mass of solute, then mass of solution. Kailangan nimo unsa kabugaton ang imuhang tunawon o unsa kabugaton ang imuhang itunaw. Okay? Ang units nga involved, dili na siya volume. Ginoo kung anong volume man niya siya. Sorry. Sorry guys, isa pa. Ako sang kadjut lang kayo. Ano gi-apil mang volume ani? Walay volume ha. Ang units involved guys will be either kilogram, gram, milligram, etc. Okay? Napay daghan units pwede magamit in a form in expressing mass. Okay? So napa ng mga sa paman. Sa gram, kilogram, basta dagan pa. Okay? Next, percent composition by volume. So you have to identify the volume of solute, then volume of solution. So ang units nga involved is liter, milliliter, dm cube, deciliter, so etc., etc., etc. So mga centimeter cube, that's volume. Okay? So kana sila nga mga units ang kailangan ma-identify or kailangan magamit when you want to solve for its percent composition. So, percent composition by mass is useful kung kabalo ka sa mass, pero wala ka kabalo sa molecular mass. Okay? Like, if you want to solve for, if you want to find out the concentration of solutions with regards to its molar content, then you have to find its mass first. So, pwede ninyo gamiton nga mga equations. Pakita na akong equation unya ha. Pwede nimo magamit ang equation sa percent composition by mass para makabalo ka sa iyahang mole quantity. Okay? Dayon, ang volume is useful when volumes are known but masses are unknown. Okay? Okay, you can actually use volume to identify the mass. Kinay conversion, okay? Nay conversion between volume to mass. Okay? Next, mole fraction. So, muna ni siya, kailangan ni mo may bawaan kung pila ang moles sa solute and moles of solution, dana. Or moles of solute, moles of solvent, dana nga solution. So, this is used for partial pressures of gases, vapor pressures, so kanang mga ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT or P1, P is equal to P1 V1, sa pa. P over T is equal to P1 T1 plus P2 T2. So, mga ingana nga equations, magamit nimo sila. Okay? Ang iyahang unit is mole or number of atoms. Number of atoms is oftentimes Avogadro's number. Avogadro's number. Pila na siya? 6.23 times 10 raised to the power of 6. Ay, dili day. Basin mali. Basin 23 ang iyahang exponent. Tanaw na ko niya. Okay? Avogadro's number. More 23 ang exponent. Okay. So, this is Avogadro's number, kanang number of atoms. Okay. So, molarity. So, moles gyapon siya. However, molarity is often involved with density. Okay. Grams per mole. Muna yung unit. Grams per mole. Okay. Siya. Mass over volume. Okay. So, used for quantitative reactions, kasagara sa titrations. Kana, kung mag-titration na ta, so kailangan nimo kailangan nimo i-identify ang iyahang molarity, okay? Para makakuha sad kasi ang molar fraction, para makuha din nimo iyahang mole content, okay? Then molality, this actually involves katong ilahang mga molar masses. So this is gram per mole. Okay, mga gram per mole niya siya nga unit. Okay? So we will just focus first on this. Tulo na sila kabok taman sa ppm. Okay. So now, so good na ta. So percent composition by mass and in ppm. So first attack, percent composition by mass alone lang ta. Dili in parts per million sa. Okay? So kailangan tag duha ka pieces of information to calculate the percent mass of a solute in a solution. First is kung unsa ka bugat si solute and then kung unsa ka bugat ang solution nga nahimo. Okay? So this is defined by this equation. Percent mass is equal to mass of solute in grams over mass of solute in mass of solution in grams times 100. So ingana nimo pagkuha ang percent composition by mass. Okay. So for example, how does it work? For example, consider sugar dissolved in 20 grams of water, creating sugar water solution. So what is the concentration of sugar in this solution in terms of percent by mass? So the problem wants us to identify the concentration of sugar in terms of percent by mass. Now, unsay given? Unsay given sa problem?
5 gram of sugar and 20 gram of water.
5 grams sugar, 20
And 20
grams water. Unsa pa? Maura? Maura. Okay. Next, unsay gipangita? Unsay kailangan nato pangitaon para maka-solve ta sa percent mass?
Concentration of sugar.
Unsa lagi? Unsay mga values nga tong kailangan pangitaon para maka-solve ta sa concentration ni sugar? We need to find the
Mass of solute and solution.
unsay solute sa ilang duha. Kinsay solute sa sugar o sa water?
Sugar.
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 So we need to find the mass of sugar. And then unsa pa? Mass of
Solution.
sugar water solution. Okay? Sugar plus water solution. Okay? Sana siya. So mo ni ang what is asked. Now, unsay given sa ilahang duha? Ang unsay makita ra? Unsay given na?
Mass sa sugar.
Mass sa sugar which is 5 grams. Okay. Times 100. Now, unsaon pagpangita sa kuan, mass of sugar water solution? Sa kay maayo buhaton. As per law of composition, the mass of A plus the mass of B will be equal to AB. Now, we want to find the sugar water solution. So we just have to add, unsay i-add?
Mass of water and mass of sugar.
Very good. So we have to add the mass of water and mass of sugar. Kung si sugar is 5 gram, pila gani si water?
20 grams.
20 grams. Okay? So ako sa ning i-translate. So 5 grams divided by, unsa man ni siya? 5 grams divided by 25 grams times 100. Pila yung answer? 20%. Okay. So let's check. Yes, it's 20%. So ingana ang pagkuha sa percent by mass. Nakuha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So nganong kailangan man ako mahibaw-an kung pila yung percent mass? This will be translated into the packaging of the sugar water solution. For example, naamay mga sugar water solutions nga makita sa hospital. Kasagara ka ng mga dextrose. Kabalo ba mo sa dextrose?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Kabalo mo unsa na nga mixture? That's a mixture of water plus. Do you have any idea? Actually, it's a mixture of water plus glucose. And glucose is a sugar. Okay? So kung kabalo sila, kung pila ka gramo sa glucose o pila ka gramo sa water ang gigamit sa solution, ma-represent nila ang percent concentration. Okay? And then mag-ingon ng doktor nga, kailangan niyang pasyente og kuan dextrose, gamiti lang datong 20% glucose. So nara, muni mong buhaton para makabalo ka pilang concentration sa imuhang ihatag nga dextrose. Pag-ingon ng doktor nga, grabe kayo ka weak ang patient, kailangan gid niya og kuan, carbohydrate sa iyang lawas. So pag kuan, tagay siya og 50% nga glucose solution. Okay. So mo to, mag-calculate kay ngani mong pag-calculate. For example lang, wala pa nabutang, okay, wala mo stock datong na ay nasa butangan ng daan nya. Gusto nimo ay gusto ang hospital ay pwede ra ka sa hospital kay pwede ra ka mo maghimo. So kuan, mo na imuhang mga calculations nga buhaton para makuha to nimo ang 50% nga glucose concentration. Nakuha?
Yes, ma'am.
Nakuha, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay? So mo nang rason nga nung nay mga ingani nga naingani nga mga representation sa concentration. Okay? Dili pa na mao, it's just on the tip of the iceberg. Ako lang tong gisimplify giunsa nila pagkuha sa concentration sa dextrose, pero it's really more complicated than that. Gisimplify lang nako siya ha, because I just want to give you an example. Okay, sa iyang practical applications. So next, pwede naman siguro ni nako dili i-discuss kay magmolality magyapon ta. Okay, dili na nako i-discuss kay magmolality magyapon ta. So let's proceed to parts per million. Okay? Sa molality na lang ni nako i-discuss. So let's proceed to parts per million. Okay? So parts per million is defined as the parts of a component per million parts of the solution. Okay? So for example, ang imuhang solution is dako kayo, okay? Dili siya katong 1,000 ml lang, dili siya katong 500 ml lang, niabot siya 1 million ml, okay? Or niabot siya 1,000 liters, okay? Niabot siya 6,000 liters, so inga na nakadaghan, or million liters, okay, inga nakadaghan imuhang solution nga gibuhat. Na unsaon man nato pagkuha sa iyahang concentration, okay, sa iyang percent concentration or percent composition. If inga na kadaghan ang iyahang parts, or dili parts, kung inga na kadaghan ang iyahang ratio. Okay? Kung nga na kadagko ang measurements nga involved, we can use this method para ma-simplify inyong pag-solve sa iya ha. Okay? Dili na mo mag times 1 million times 1,000 every solving sa solute, every solving sa solution. Okay? So diretso na nimo, inganion lang imuhang buhaton. So i-times 10 to the 6 lang siya instead of 100. Okay? 10 to the 6 signifies nga you are computing for something that is large in volume, large in mass. And you want to quantify it by million parts. Okay? You want to quantify it by million parts. Okay. So sa 1 million parts, pila man ang percentage sa composition dani nga solute. Sa 1 million parts, pila man ang percentage sa composition dani nga solution. Okay? Or dani nga solvent sa solution. Okay, for example, okay. Parani what is the mass concentration? Yes? What is the mass concentration of NaCl in parts per million in the solution with 117 grams of NaCl dissolved in 500 ml of water? So NaCl, guys, is salt. Okay? Dili makuan ha. This is sodium chloride and this is salt. Okay. Now you want to quantify it as parts per million, not by percentage. Now to solve for that, you have to first identify what is asked. Okay, what is asked? Unsa gipangita sa problem? What is asked?
Parts per million.
Sa unsa? What is in parts per million? You're looking for mass concentration. You are looking for the mass concentration, pero this is in parts per million. Okay? Now, what is given? Sige, hatag nga values. Sige, hatag nga values.
117 grams of
117 grams of
water.
salt.
Okay, 117 grams of water. And then, 500,
500
ayo,
ml of
NaCl man yan.
ACL naman.
Oo. 500 ml water. Okay. Now, based sa ato ang equation, kailangan nato ang mass sa solution. Now, saan nato pagkuha sa yung mass nga 500 ml man niya siya, di man niya siya in grams. So, how will we go about that? We will use this conversion. Okay? This is the conversion I was talking about a while ago. So, if you have 1 ml of water, okay, kung nakay isa ka milliliter of water, it is approximately, again, approximately equal to 1 gram. Okay? Approximately equal to 1 gram. Nganong naging ko nga approximately? Because naay inconsistencies sa iyahang definite nga value. Mga inconsistencies na siguro mga 0.005 grams. Okay? 0.005 grams. Sa pa. Parang masiguro kung if I remember it correctly, nga naman natin yung inconsistencies. 0.005 grams. Give or take 0.005 grams. Okay. Mao nang approximate lang siya nga conversion. But we can still use this conversion para makasolve ka sa mass concentration sa NaCl. Okay? Now, unsa may mahitabo kay 500 ml?
May imong 500 grams.
Okay. May imong 500 grams. Pero dito mag-shortcut. Mag-agitag conversion. Now, unsaon man ni nato siya para makancel ang ml? Tangan na to dira og yes, 1 ml. Usa pa akong ibutang sa ibabaw ni 1 ml?
1 gram.
1 gram.
Okay. So 500 ml times 1 gram over 1 ml. Ay, 500 times 1 over 1.
500.
It's 500. Okay. And then makancel ang ml, copy the remaining unit. So it's 500 gram. Okay? Kabalo ko nga wala mo nalimot ani nga conversion, but I just want to I just want to show it to you. Kailangan gyud nga naay step by step nga process. Okay. So naa na kay 500 grams. This became 500 grams H2O. So can we now solve for the mass concentration in ppm?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So pila ang mass ni solute or pila ang mass ni NaCl?
117 grams.
117 grams.
117 grams NaCl. Ay, na nabatang NaCl. Okay. Now, pila man ang usaw na to pagpangita diay sa solution? We just have to
A plus B equals AB.
add the mass of NaCl and H2O. So that's 117 grams plus pila?
500 grams.
500 grams. So pila niya siya? 117 plus 500 guys.
617.
617. 617 grams. So pila man niya siya? Times 10 over 6. Ay 10 to the 6. Pila man na siya? Nag-solve pa mo? 117 divided by 617. Ano sa una? 117 divided by 670.
189.
0.19.
0. Pila? 0.19. Okay.
Rounded off.
0.19. Okay, round off nimo into 2 decimal places. Okay ra. Pero mas tsada kung 3 significant places no kay ang highest number of kwan man dani of significant figures is 3. So mas accurate siguro pero kung i-round off nimo siya into 3 significant figures, 0.190 ra magyapon siya. Pareha ra gyapon. Ma'am, oy, sa tamang ka. 0.190 ra magyapon siya. Okay? So times 10.6, pila man siya? Times exponent 6.
189.63. 189.63.
189.63. Okay. This is 189.63 mong ingon? 189?
Yes, ma'am. Ground off na ko, ma'am. 189
Ah?
point... Ay,
189 point?
1,000.
Ha? 1,000?
190,000.
627.
Dul-dul
118.
na tong 190,000. Dul-dul na tong 190,000. I need the exact figures. Okay.
189,627.
O, nara.
22. Ay, 23.
189,627.229. Okay. 229. Okay. So, na siya ha. So, mo ni siya ang iyahang percent composition in ppm. Or, kung imuha siyang, if you want to look at it in another way, this is just 0.190 times 10 raised to the power of 6. Nakuha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, that's how you solve for this percent by mass in ppm. Okay? So next, nanata sa volume. So you want to solve for the percent concentration by volume. Okay. So maora ni siya ang imuhang equation. Imuha lang gi ilisdan si mass with
Volume.
mo siya gilisdan sa volume. Okay? So na siya. So for example, this one. So calculate the percent composition by volume in a 20 ml solution if it has 8 ml of alcohol. Okay? So, unsay given? Ay, isa pa. What is asked? What is asked una? Sige, pangita sa problem.
Percent composition.
Composition of by volume.
Okay. Percent composition by volume of alcohol. Okay? Now, what is given?
20 ml solution. 20 ml.
20 ml nga solution. Okay? So, dili na ka mag-add-add para makuha nimo ang total sa solution. And then, unsa pa gihatag?
8 ml alcohol.
8 ml, ml na nun, ml, alcohol. Okay, very good. Alcohol. Next, we have to substitute it to our equation. So, percent volume of alcohol is equal to, unsa may solute dani?
20 ml.
Alcohol, ma'am.
Alcohol, which is 8 ml.
8 ml.
Okay, 8 ml. And then, pila ang total volume sa solution?
20 ml.
20
20
20.
ml. Times 100. So, pila man niya siya? Percent
40%.
volume. Very good. So, this is 40%. Okay, nakuha?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so nara iyahang muni iyahang kuan solution. Okay? So let's go with practical applications. This is when you will answer. Isa pa ha? Sa mani oy. Tara. Okay, ready na ninyo inyong kaugalingon? Again, unsaon gani ninyo pag-answer sa seat work? Iuna ang
Apelido.
Apelido. Okay?
Apelido.
Aya dayon ang answer. So pagkuha sa mong papel og ballpen bi, pagkuha sa mong papel og ballpen. Okay, ready na? Ready na inyong mga papel o ballpen? Ay, nay, nag-chat. Saan niya? Okay. Ready na? Mag-proceed na ko
Yes,
ha.
ma'am.
Okay. So here it is. The first practical application. Okay. The problem is, rubbing alcohol is commonly used as an antiseptic for small cuts. Diba kung makuan mo, masakitan mo, magkuan man din mo alcohol. Kung masamaran mo, magbutang din mo alcohol. So it is sold as 70% solution of isopropyl alcohol in water. Okay? So what volume of isopropyl alcohol is used to make 500 ml of rubbing alcohol? Okay? So first, unsay gipangita? What is
Volume.
asked?
Volume of isopropyl.
Okay, what is asked is volume of isopropyl. And isopropyl is the solute solvent.
Solute.
Solute. Okay, this is the, ay my God, solute. So niya, uy. Okay. And then, what is given?
Percentage of solution.
Okay. What is given is the percentage of solution by volume. Okay. And then, unsa pa? This is equal to 70%. Unsa pa? Unsa pa given? Unsa pa gihatag, guys?
Total
Volume
volume
of
sa rubbing alcohol.
Okay. Volume of alcohol. Now, this 500 ml of rubbing alcohol, this is the volume of?
solution.
Very good. Volume of solution. Okay. So, this is equal to 500 ml. Okay. So, all you have to do, guys, is to put the given, okay, then his equation, and then do conversion in equations. Okay? Do conversion process and then give me the answer. Okay? I will count down gyapon guys ha. Mag-countdown gyapon ko og 20 seconds to enter your answers. So I'll give you 3 minutes to solve. Your 3 minutes starts now. Two minutes.
Ma'am,
Yes?
ang unit, ma'am, ml.
Yes, unit niya is ml. Para di na mo mag-convert sa volume. ml lang yapon. Less than 1 minute? Thirty seconds. Wala pa ako nag-countdown ha. Okay, ready? Ready with your answers. Okay. 20, 19, 18. Please enter your answers now. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Si Echo ang last. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. Isa pa ha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. Ay! Okay. Sige lang. Ikaw lang po na. Screenshot lang po na. Okay, next. Let's try to see. Let's try to check. Isa pa ha. Sa din delete. Juju on the beat. Okay, let's try to check. Okay, what is asked, what is given? Ang asked is volume of isopropyl alcohol and then given ang 70% nga percent composition and also the volume of solution which is 500 ml. Okay? So, kung ato niya siyang i-substitute diri sa equation, so you have 70% equals volume of isopropyl, okay, divided by volume solution which is 500 ml. 500 ml. Now, cross multiply, na siya invisible na over 1 dira. So, you have 70%. Ay! 70%. Take note, this is 70% times 500 ml equals volume of isopropyl. Okay? So, ako sa nang ibalhin dire. Okay. 70% times, alright, na lang ng times B. Okay, makalibok na lang. Ano na lang. Okay. Okay. Times 500 ml is equal to volume of isopropyl. Now, pila yung answer, ani? 70%. 70% times 500. Kung inyuham, kung scientific calculator, bito inyong gigamit, na ay percentage dira nga icon. Pagitaan ninyo. Murag shift exponent, masiguro ang percent na. 350.
Yes,
So, pero
ma'am.
kung ano, pero ay isa pa. Pero kung ang 70, kung ato siyang i-decimal, this is 0.70. Okay?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
this is 0.70. Para sa mga kuan ha, para sa walay calculator nga scientific. Okay? So, that's 0.70 times 500. Ang answer is 350. Okay. So, this is 350 ml. Okay. Correct ba yung answers?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ako question.
3.5, ma'am.
Ha?
350 mong good.
Ako question, ma'am.
Oo.
Nawala lagi ang 100.
Ma'am, i-divide ko sa
Because
100.
Ani ni siya, nganong giwala na ko ang 100. Kaya naman kay value sa volume. Nakay value sa volume. Okay? So meaning, wala na iyahang kuan, wala na iyahang kibali iyahang sani function. Kaya na naman kay value sa volume.
Kung i-substitute sa siya, ma'am, kay 7,000% na ang answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Kung
Kuan, ma'am.
kung i-substitute ang
original
Kung
na formula mo.
i-substitute ang 350.
ako isa pa akong i-check ang ako ang gikuan sa problema, kadjut lang. Asa man to siya? Expressing concentration of solutions. Kani mo siguro as ITATNs or kining isa. Ako sang tanaw na ako ang gikuan sa problema, kadjut lang.
Okay,
Kaya
ma'am.
actually,
Yes, ma'am.
kakuha sa ko sa internet. Kay kapoy kay maghimo sa akong kaugalingon nga example. So let's consult si AXA. Asa naman to siya? Let's consult the Indiano nga ako ang gipangutan-an. Percent by weight. Percent solution. 2/20. Asa naman to? Sugar man to. Usa kung gigamit ka kuan? Isopropyl, no? So
Yes,
dili
ma'am.
siya. Isopropyl. Uy, asa naman ako ang material? Isopropyl. Zucker. Uy, Zucker. Hindi naman nagpakita. Giatot na yun niya ron. Kani daw. Try natin ba? Ay, isopropyl. Lagyan po. Uy, sang lupalop kita kinuha. Uy, asa ta kagikuha. Guys, kadyo lang yun kaya. Wait lang. Kaya ano? Ang answer is gikan na gid sa dito. I want to know unsa yang gibuhat. Nalimot kong check. Kay confident ra ko sa iya ha. I want to know unsa yang gibuhat nganong nawala niya ang 100. Okay, if you consider the 100, then that means you have to, 'di ba? Kung i-consider na to ang 100, then that means you have to divide everything by 0.70%. Ngani ha, atong i-solve guys ha. Volume over 500 ml. Yan na, siya times 100. So you have to count everything with 1/100. 1/100. So if it's like this, then wala na naa siya. Then 70% divided by 100, pila? 70%.
0.7, ma'am.
0.7?
Yes, ma'am.
0.7? 70%? Or 70 divided by 100 ra na siya?
Ay, 70 divided by 100, ma'am.
0.007. Diba? 0.007. So, kung ingani siya, kung i-times mo siya 500, 3.5 siya. Okay. So, ano na lang, i-consider na lang nako duha ka buok ang answer. Okay? So, 3.5 ml and 350 ml. Ano na lang guys ha? Nakuha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
However, if you look at it, correct ilang argument. Nga na may 100, ganong nawala man si 100. 'Di ba? Siguro lang, nakaligtaan lang nako siya kay confident nako sa akong gikuan sa source. Okay? Confident ako sa akong gikuan sa source. So, naligtaan na sa nako check nga, lagi ba? Asan niya gibutang ang 100? Ganong gi 350 man niya. Okay? So, kabalo mo nga nung times na ko siya sa 1/100, ang both sides.
Para makancel ang 100 sa pikas.
Yes, para makancel ang 100 sa pikas. Kaya kung dili na nimo siya i-cancel, complicated kayo ang imong solution nga buhaton. So, i-cancel na nimong 100 and then solve for it. And then guys, timaniha, operation ng percent. Operation ng percent. Makita na siya sa inyong scientific calculator. Nakasabot?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
ako sa ni ikwan ha. Ako sa ning erase all kay tanaw na to ang iyahang calculator. Okay, ay na mo tanaw dan na calculator na lang atong tanawon. Okay, kita mo dani?
Yes,
Yung
ma'am.
circulan kana siya para makuha ng percent, shift positive negative. Okay? Sa inyong scientific calculator, pwede nga sa lain siya nakasagol. Pwede nga na base na siya sa 0, base na siya daning exponent, base na siya daning equals, okay? So, depende na siya basta kay kung mag-solve mo og percentages, dili gid ninyo kalimtan ang iyahang function. Okay? Nakasabot?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sana lang siya ha. Kung wala mo ikwan, kung wala mo ingana nga kung wala mo ingana nga function sa inyong calculator, convert the percentage to
Decimal.
decimal. Okay, convert to decimal. So ang decimal sa 70 is
0.70.
0.7.
0.7. Decimal sa 2 is 70%.
0.02.
0.02. Okay? So, ingana ang pag-decimal sa percentages. Nakuha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
very good. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, thank you, Diay, sa inyong pagtanaw sa kuang gi-solve, no? Kaya at least, I was able to determine nga, aday kuan, na aday nakaligtaan og check sa ako ang example. Okay? So, nga na, interactive dapat. Kung nakay nakita nga, ala, ma'am, ano niya siya, mag-ingon gid mo sa ako. Okay? Para I will be able to check and correct your perception sa pag-solve sa iyaha. Nakuha?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. So let's proceed to the other problem. Last problem na ni. Dili na lang nako to humano ng isa kay tulo man tani siya. Kay na ako'y humano nalagi ko'y buhaton after this. Okay? So a certain newly synthesized compound ZNO is known to contain the elements zinc and oxygen. ZNO kani siya, di ba? So when a 20 gram sample of the compound is decomposed, when you post it has undergone a chemical reaction. And kasagara, this is brought by a rise in temperature. Okay? So the rise in temperature will disintegrate, okay? Will disintegrate the compound. Okay? Kung magingon gani kag disintegrate or deassociate, iyahang bulagon ang compound. So mabulag si zinc, mabulag si oxygen. Okay? So 16.07 grams of zinc remains. So after the kuno sa decomposition, na ay nabilin nga zinc, which is 16.07 grams. Now, determine the percent composition of each element in the compound. Again, determine the percent composition of each element in the compound. Now, what is asked? What is asked? Unsa gipangita sa problem?
Percent composition of each element.
In other words, percent composition by mass of zinc and percent composition by mass of oxygen. So, mao na siya ang gipangita. Okay, next. What is given? O sige, hatag.
20 grams
Mass.
compound.
Mass of the compound.
Yes, mass of the compound. Okay, the sample is pertaining to the compound. Okay, mass of the compound. Unsa ang compound? Sa ngalan sa compound? Wala gibutang ba, sorry. The compound is ZNO. Okay? Zinc oxide. Next, unsa pa gihatag?
Mass of zinc.
Mass of zinc. Very good. So mass of zinc. Now this is 20.00 grams and this is 16.07 grams. I want you to first, okay, first look for the mass of oxygen. Okay? I want you to first look for the mass of oxygen. You have 3 minutes to solve for this. Okay? You have 3 minutes to solve for this. Or 5. Okay naman siguro ng 3 minutes. Okay. And then the timer starts now. 11:50. Dili. 13:50. Less than 2 minutes. Thirty seconds. Saan to? Ballpen. Ay, natin. Okay, ready with your answers? Timer starts now. 20, 19, 50, ay, 16, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Okay. So, si Hope last naka-answer. So, ako ang gipangayo lang sa is ang mass, percent mass, or percent concentration by mass ni oxygen. Okay? Oh, naulay si Shini. Sige na lang. Okay. So, how are we going to solve for this one? Ang gihatag raman kay mass man ni zinc. So, saan ninyo pagkuha sa mass ni oxygen? Sa kay dapat buhaton? Given naman noon ang mass sa compound. Pila gani ang mass sa compound?
20
20
grams.
grams.
20 grams. Now, saan mo pagkuha sa mass ni oxygen?
E-minus.
I-minus
I-minus. Unsa I-minus?
ang
Mass ni
compound.
zinc sa total mass sa compound.
Okay. Mass ni zinc sa total mass ni compound. So, 20 gram minus 16.07 grams. So, pila man niya siya? Pila ka nini? 3 point? Pila ni?
3.93.
3.93 divided by 20 grams times 100. So, pila ang answer? Pila ang answer, guys? 3.93 grams divided by 20. Ha? Asa naman to? 3.93.
1965.
The answer is 1965. Pila ka percent ang answer? The answer is 19.65%. Okay? This is the exact answer. Because ang pinakadako or pinakadaghan nga significant figures is upat ka buok. 16.07. Pila ka significant figures na kay 16.07? Pila ka significant figures, guys? Na kay
2.
4. So, dapat 4 significant 4. Significant si 1, significant si 6, significant si 7, and because si 0 kay na tungaan sa whole numbers, significant po siya. Okay? So, this is 4 significant figures. Now, kay 4 significant figures man ang pinakadako, ang imuhang final answer should also be 4 significant figures. Nakuha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
However, I will still consider answers like 19. Right now ha, sa problem set lang ninyo siya buhaton. I will still siguro consider lang sa say 19.7%, pwede ra na siya. 20%, pwede ra na siya. Okay? So I'll still consider this one. However, pag abot sa problem set, dapat exact ang answer. Kung pila ang pinakadako nga significant figure, maoy sundon. Nakuha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's proceed. How about sa zinc? Dali ra kay ning zinc. I'll just give you 1 minute. Okay? Okay, igura ka mag-divide na then times. Okay, so I'll give you 1 minute and your 1 minute starts now. 1820. Excuse me. Percent mass of zinc. Okay, ay, wala pa tayo. Wala pa. Okay, are you ready with your answer? Okay, countdown starts now. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, so let's solve. Kaniya siya, this is 19.65%. Okay, ano siya ang sakto. Now, let's solve for zinc. Unsa may given na ba ang mass ni zinc?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
And then given na po ang mass sa compound. So mass ni zinc is equal to 16.07 gram divided by 20 gram times 100. Pila man niya siya? Ako sa double check ha. Pila yung
80.35.
answer?
80.35.
80.35. Ako sa double check ha. Divided by 20 times 100. Okay. The answer is 80.35. Okay. So, majority nakakuha sa answer. So, by law of proportion, guys, by law of proportion, A plus B is equal to AB. That means nga zinc plus oxygen should be equal to ZNO. If ZNO is 100% and zinc is 80.35%, and then ang imuha yung oxygen is 19, sorry. 19, so niya siya, 19.65%. Equal ba sila?
Yes, ma'am. Equal to 100.
Because 80.35 plus 19.65 is equal to 100%. Okay? So, equal sila. So, it follows the law of proportion. Now, kung ang imuhang value, wala ra nagabot og 100 once you try to solve, pare sa inyong gibuhat ganina, di ba? Na inconsistencies, kay kung 350 ml siya, more than 100% siya. Okay? So, ingato yung buhaton. Try to put it in, try to reverse the equation and then check if correct ba gyud siya, correct ba gyud yung final answer, or do this law of proportion nga principle. Kaning A plus B is equal to AB. Okay? Nakuha?
Yes, ma'am.
Nakuha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, any question?
None, ma'am.
Wala na, ma'am.
Wala na. Okay, that's good. So, dani lang sa mag-stop ha. Wala na ko example for ppm because we're not really going to do that because in our laboratory man sa, di man sa ta magamit og solutions nga na ay in parts per million. So, I think that's it for today. I want you to open your cameras para sa tuang documentation. Asan mo to? Okay, open your cameras. Ako din lang kung mag-open guys sa kay haggard kaya akong live. Kamo ang importante. Okay? 1, 2, 3, smile. Si Rian ako nakita. Isa pa, si Rian ako nakita. Nara. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nawala na nun silang dua. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, so, I think that's it. I will see you on Friday para sa mole fraction, molality, and molarity. Okay? So, thank you for your time, everyone, and goodbye.
Bye,
Bye, ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
Bye-bye. And